and the murky water. This is a world of unique hunting battles, where the hunter and the landscape become one. Every passing moment is captured in this dramatic animal documentary episode. Mission: survive by any means necessary. And time will prove who will be the last one standing. In Zimbabwe's Hwange National Park, studies have shown that the presence of lions has reshaped the behavior of herbivores. Buffalo, giraffes, and kudu all keep their distance from the waterhole when a pride is near. But another predator also stalks these water margins. A solitary hunter. Not as fast as the cheetah, nor as numerous as the lion. It is the leopard. Moving silently through the tall grass, it glides between shadow and moonlight, a perfect veil for an ambush. The leopard is not a sprinter. Instead, it is a master climber, gripping the bark with razor-sharp claws, launching up to 20 feet in a single bound. Its golden eyes burn in the darkness, amplified by the tapetum lucidum, a natural form of night vision. Patience defines the leopard. It can wait for hours for its prey to draw closer, measuring every sound, every shift of the wind until the strike is certain. Its jaws clamp onto the throat or the spine of its prey. What sets it apart is not just the strike, but what happens next. With phenomenal strength, it hauls its prey, sometimes heavier than itself, up into the high branches of a tree. Here, lions, hyenas, and wild dogs cannot follow. Only the leopard, in its solitude, enjoys its feast in silence. Ghost of the savannah is under threat. Once widespread across Africa and Asia, the leopard has vanished from 13 countries and is critically endangered in 7 others. Today, it exists in only a fraction of its former range, with strongholds in Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. Today, it exists in only a fraction of its former range, with key strongholds remaining in vast areas like Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. But survival is not guaranteed. Lions kill nearly a quarter of all leopards in some regions. Hyenas steal almost half of their kills. It's a different truth. Up to 95% of their diet comes from their own hunts. Unlike the lion or the cheetah, which rely on explosive bursts and surprise ambushes, the spotted hyena is built for endurance. With a jaw that generates a bite force of over 1,000 pounds, the strongest of any terrestrial mammal, the hyena can crush even the hardest bones. They pressure their prey as a collective, communicating with their strange laughs and whoops. It is not joy at all. This sound is usually made during moments of social stress or high excitement, such as a dispute over a carcass. Each individual herbivore herds, they shape grazing patterns, which in turn shapes the vegetation. In the hierarchy of African predators, the lion rules by strength, the leopard by stealth. The spotted hyena rules by unity, endurance, and the ability to seize every opportunity. As night falls, the lions begin to stir. They do not go straight to the water's edge. Instead, they melt into the tall grass and the earth mounds, waiting, patient and invisible. The lion is the only big cat that lives and hunts in a pride. Together they can bring down prey weighing hundreds of pounds, such as wildebeest, zebras, and even the formidable African buffalo. Tonight, a lioness lunges, sinking her teeth into its flank. But the rhino's nearly 2-inch thick hide holds firm. With a powerful jerk, it breaks free and charges. When the prey is down, the male will come to claim his share first, asserting his dominance as he guards the feast from scavengers like the spotted hyena. His other duty is to patrol the pride's boundaries, protecting the precious waterholes, which are vital for survival in the dry season. They do not just eat the dead, they sterilize it. Their immune systems are astonishingly robust, and they are among the few creatures that can digest anthrax-infected meat without harm. In fact, their droppings have a sanitizing effect on the soil around a carcass. They are not just cleaners, they are the mobile decontamination units of the savanna, the silent guardians against invisible enemies. At the waterhole, competition erupts, not just between different vulture species, but with another phantom of death, the marabou stork. Over 3 feet tall, a flock is never small. 10, 20, sometimes more than 25. They move as one, a tight-knit social unit. Their calls are never silent. Loud, rhythmic calls fill the air, keeping the group connected and warding off danger. This constant chatter is not just noise, it is a lifeline. Impalas, wildebeest, even zebras benefit from their vigilance. A single alarm call can carry for 100 the savanna. It is its sentinel, its early warning system, and its tireless guardian. At midday on the African savanna, the sun bakes the earth, and the shade of a tree becomes a rare treasure. It is at this unforgiving hour that the giraffe begins its slow, deliberate approach to the waterhole. Unlike other herbivores that prefer the safety of dawn or dusk, the giraffe chooses the heat of noon, a time when lions, leopards, and hyenas retreat to rest. Their great height gives them a commanding view of the plains, but to drink they must bend. When in a group, one always stands guard, taller than the rest, its eyes scanning the horizon. Height is their glory. A full-grown male can be over 18 feet tall and weigh nearly 4,400 pounds. With their long necks and 20-inch tongues, they browse on thorny acacia leaves. They do not move with the thunder of an elephant, nor the dust-kicking charge of a buffalo. Instead, stone, They wait for hours, days, sometimes weeks, for a single mistake. A lowered drink from an antelope, a moment of lost vigilance, then an explosion. A lunge at 40 feet per second, the prey is dragged under before it can cry out. This is not a predator that gives chase. The crocodile wins by patience, not speed, by silence, not force. As the dry season wears on, the hippopods begin their slow march towards the last remaining waterholes. These are not just places to drink, they are sanctuaries, lifelines in a world desperately running dry. At midday, when the air sizzles above 104 degrees, the hippos submerge themselves. With their massive frames, thick skin, and almost no sweat glands, the water is their only shield against the Sunday. Each adult can weigh over 3,300 pounds, and yet, in the water, they move with a surprising grace. Though they cannot swim like a fish, they glide by walking along the riverbed. As space shrinks, tempers flare. Dominant bulls, fiercely territorial, clash with powerful thrusts, their bellows echoing across the lake. Territory marking is crucial. The hippo scatters. From a few dozen to 1,000 strong, the buffalo live by a strict hierarchy, cemented not by bloodline, but by ritualized horn-clashing contests. At the waterhole, they drink with an urgency, often in the cool of early morning or late evening. They wallow in the mud, coating their bodies in a natural armor against insects and the heat. Themselves, but for countless other creatures. For this, they are called the engineers of the ecosystem. The giants of Africa are scattered across the continent, numbering around 415,000. But their story is shadowed by decline. The savanna elephant has fallen by 70% since the 1960s. The forest elephant by as much as 90%. As the seasons turn, the elephants march with the rains. In the dry months, they return faithfully to the most reliable water sources. Some herds in Botswana travel over 186 miles to reach the Chobe River. At the waterhole, the elephant dominates. Their rule can be stern, even aggressive, but it ensures the survival of the herd. One day, a lone bull elephant approaches. Waiting at the water's edge is a black rhino. Muscles tensed, horn glinting. It refuses to drink, refuses to move. Though solitary, the black rhino leaves its message at the waterhole. Dung piles and sprayed urine form an invisible language. But with their strong ties to territory and their volatile tempers, clashes are almost inevitable. When two rhinos meet, a tense standoff can explode into a violent battle. As the dry season nears its end, the savanna sky begins to change. Heavy, promising clouds roll in. The first drops fall, gentle, scattered. Then the rain strengthens, soaking the cracked earth in a clean, life-giving flood. The waterholes are transformed before our eyes. The once shrinking mud pools now swell and overflow. Some merge, creating vast wetlands. Around the banks, green erupts with astonishing speed. Lethal. The prey is impaled or swallowed whole before the ripples have faded. This master of stillness is not a picky eater. From fish and shrimp to crabs, even a stray mouse or chick, anything careless enough to come close will not escape. But survival is not its only mission. When the breeding season arrives, the solitary hunter becomes part of a colony. Dozens gather in towering rookeries. From the Okavango Delta to Table Bay, wherever the rains collect, the grey heron waits, patient, silent, deadly. Although they share the color grey in both their name and their plumage, the grey-crowned crane lives to a completely different rhythm. As the first rains soak the savanna and the shallow pans return, these cranes descend with outstretched wings. Their golden crowns glitter in the sunday. Unlike the silent heron, The crane rarely stands still. It paces the water's edge. With each firm step, the muddy ground trembles and hidden creatures scatter. Frogs leap, insects burst from cover, and in that instant, the crane's sharp beak strikes with high precision. Their diet is varied and opportunistic. Grasshoppers, lizards, seeds, even eggs. For the crane, however, survival is not just about the hunt, it is about connection. On the flooded plains, pairs and small family groups gather. Then the call rings out, a booming trumpet that echoes across the savannah, a sound both primal and haunting. And the dance begins, a ritual of leaps and bows, wings spread wide in a living ballet. These dances are not just for show, they are a language of loyalty, reinforcing the bonds between lifelong mates. Though not a long-distance migrant, the grey-crowned crane follows the rains, moving seasonally in search of water and greenery. Their beauty is so iconic that they stand at the center of Uganda's national flag, a national symbol of grace, elegance, and pride. In the wild, they can live for up to 25 years. Their feeding habits encourage new plant growth, allowing the landscape to renew itself after each rainy season. Migration is one of the most important survival behaviors for the blue wildebeest. However, this instinct is increasingly being disrupted across Africa. Man-made barriers, an expanding road network, and land development have fragmented their habitat. At Etosha, migration routes still exist but are increasingly restricted. Scientists warn that as migration corridors shrink, isolated herds face the risk of declining genetic diversity, an invisible but serious threat to the species' long-term adaptability. Herds of blue wildebeest and plain zebras are often seen moving together, heading towards scarce water sources. As a medium-sized species among Africa's wild equids, the plain zebra Among them is the serval, a medium-sized cat with a body built of extraordinary proportions. Its long legs, especially the hind limbs, give it an impressive shoulder height of nearly 2 feet. While its light frame, weighing only 20 to 40 pounds, makes it agile and flexible. Serval, one of the most effective hunters in the entire cat family. On the ever-rustling grasslands of Ngorongoro, this elusive cat has perfected its hunting skills. It freezes the moment it detects prey, usually rodents, ground birds, or small snakes. Then, in a sudden burst, its spring-like legs launch it into the air, cutting off the escape route with astonishing speed. With the longest legs relative to its body size of any cat, a serval can leap 6.5 feet high to catch a bird in flight. Their hunting success rate is nearly 50%, far exceeding the It is a declaration of supremacy, the voice of the lion. Recent surveys record their numbers at just 70 individuals divided into 8 prides. A density of up to 25 lions per 38 square miles, much higher than on the vast plains of the Serengeti. Here, the males are even more striking. Formidable figures crowned with dark, heavy manes. A lion's mane is shaped by genetics, hormones, and climate. Males with darker, sometimes jet black, manes carry higher testosterone levels, are more successful in breeding, and often live longer. In Ngorongoro, over 60% of adult males bear this dark crown. And in the struggles for dominance, a black mane offers both a physical advantage and the favor of the lionesses. But history has left its mark on this population. In 1962, a plague of biting flies nearly wiped out the lions from the crater. Only a dozen survived, and from them the current population was rebuilt. This genetic bottleneck has left them with much lower diversity than the neighboring Serengeti lions. The pressure to dominate is hotter here than almost anywhere else. In Ngorongoro, the victor takes the territory and the right to breed. The loser is cast out from the social order. While the males guard the pride's borders, it is the lionesses who bear the burden of the hunt. Moving in small, disciplined groups, they weave through the tall grass. Across Africa, lion hunts are successful less than a third of the time. But here, in the fertile basin of Ngorongoro, the prides can push that success rate to nearly 40%. In the fading light, as the tall grasses still radiate the day's warmth, a fierce confrontation unfolds. A pride of lions has just brought down a zebra. Deep within the Ngorongoro crater, often described as a primeval arena of life, there is a bird bathed in a soft pink hue, as if the sunset itself had spilled across the salt flats. This is the lesser flamingo, small in stature but bold in spirit. Lies Lake Magadi, a shallow alkaline lake that appears harsh but fuels an explosion of life. Here, cyanobacteria, spirulina, thrives. This microscopic algae makes up almost the entire diet of the lesser flamingo. Rich in carotenoids, it dyes their feathers a brilliant pink, as if painted by the equatorial sun itself. The flamingo's beak is a marvel of evolution, a precise natural filter. Held upside down in the water, it sifts through countless microorganisms, separating the life-giving algae from the shallow, saline water. Inside, fine lamellae act as superfine combs, filtering the food from the mud and salt, ensuring that only nutrients enter their delicate system. Most are concentrated in the great alkaline lakes of the Great Rift Valley, Lake Natron, Lake Bogoria, Lake Nakuru, and Lake Manyara. and yet none can match the unique topography and ecological balance of the Ngorongoro crater. For these birds, Lake Magadi is a vital stopover, a safe haven when the larger lakes run dry. As the soft pink of the lesser flamingos fades on the salt flats, Ngorongoro falls quiet. Its vast landscape settles into a silence like an unfinished prayer. Beneath the silent damp canopy of the cloud forest, the margay cat, a symbol of an evolutionary process spanning millions of years, leaves its mark in every graceful movement. This small feline belongs to the genus Leopardus, which thrived in the Pliocene when the land bridge between North and South America formed, facilitating the migration and dispersal of mammal species. Recent genetic data reveals that the margay's closest relative is not the ocelot, as was long believed, but the Andean cat. The Darien Gap is a special territory. No highway cuts through it, which has allowed for the near-pristine preservation of the primary forest structure. Consequently, it is considered an ideal habitat for wildlife, including the margay. With a slender body, the margay weighs from 4 to 11 pounds. Its tail, nearly as long as its body, helps it maintain perfect balance while climbing. Unique ankle joints allow it to rotate its hind feet nearly 180 degrees, making it one of the most skilled climbing cats in the world. It can descend a tall tree trunk head first without changing direction, a skill that even the ocelot lacks. This agility allows it to hunt birds, small monkeys, frogs, lizards, and rodents without leaving a trace. Cases have been recorded of margays mimicking the calls of tamarin monkeys to attract the young and ambush them. A journey woven from iridescent feathers unfolds amidst the winds of the deep forest. The resplendent quetzal appears in silence as an essential part of the Central American highland ecosystem. Behind its brilliant plumage lies a series of sophisticated survival strategies and an ancient culture that once tied its destiny to every wingbeat of this majestic bird. The quetzal has a brilliant emerald green plumage. An adult male can be up to 3 feet long, including its tail, while its weight is around 7 ounces. The red on its chest is not accidental. According to Mayan legend, it is the blood of the hero Tekun Uman shed during the resistance against the invaders which stained its feathers. For the Maya and Aztecs, the quetzal was the embodiment of the god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, a symbol of knowledge and freedom. However, that beauty is also an evolutionary burden. Throughout its evolutionary history, the quetzal has chosen an extremely specific habitat, the cloud forests at altitudes from 3,000 to over 9,800 feet. During the dry season, it breeds in the higher regions. When the rainy season arrives, it moves down to lower altitudes, a form of altitudinal migration that very few species can sustain. In the Darien Gap, the resplendent quetzal prefers areas with large dead trees where it excavates nests or reuses cavities created by woodpeckers. The failure rate of nests can be as high as 78% due to predators like toucanates, wild rats, and kinkajous. The male needs more than 3 years to fully grow his characteristic long tail. The quetzal's survival ability lies not in strength, but in subtlety. It hangs silently from high branches, carefully observing each ripe fruit, and with a gentle, hovering flight, it plucks the fruit with precision. But what makes the resplendent quetzal an essential species for the cloud forest is its role in seed dispersal. At least 32 tree species depend on it to disperse their seeds, which the quetzal swallows and then excretes far from the parent tree. As the cloud forest recedes towards the summit of Cerro Takakuna and the mountain winds soften below, the humid lowland tropical rainforest opens up dense, silent and thick as if untouched. Amidst this ecosystem, each creature exists as a fragile yet strong link in the great chain of life. Leaf-cutter ants march in endless lines, carrying fresh leaf fragments back to their nests, cultivating fungi and spreading microorganisms across the forest floor. We see the tireless armies of leaf-cutter ants marching, carrying leaf fragments like green sails. At first glance, it seems they are stockpiling a giant feast of leaves. But the truth is far more astonishing. These ants do not eat leaves at all. Instead, they are master farmers. Inside their enormous underground nests, they chew the leaf fragments, mixing them with saliva and their own feces to create a special compost. On this fertile substrate, they cultivate a single type of fungus called Locoagaricus gongyliforus. This is the true food source for the entire colony. They tend their fungal gardens with incredible meticulousness, clearing away weeds and eliminating harmful molds with a natural antibiotic produced by bacteria on their bodies. This is one of the most complex examples of agriculture in the animal world. An agricultural civilization that existed millions of years before humans learned to cultivate crops. In the air, the crested eagle soars slowly along the river, its steady gaze searching for signs of prey among the treetops. High above, the brown-headed spider monkey moves nimbly from branch to branch, using its strong prehensile tail like a third hand. This primate is one of the key components in the forest's seed dispersal network. And as the whisper of the high canopy gives way to the silence of dawn, a deep, prolonged sound echoes like a wave sliding down the mountainsides and pouring into the humid valleys. It is the characteristic howl of the Colombian red howler monkey, a biological signal that not only marks the presence of an individual, but also declares territory with a resonance that can travel up to 3 miles. This primate is the result of millions of years of evolution within the Atelidae family, the prehensile-tailed monkeys adapted to life in the trees. Its body combines strength and agility, measuring from 19 to 28 inches, with an average weight of 16.5 pounds in males and about 14 pounds in females. The skeletal system, particularly the hyoid bone in the throat, is enlarged into a resonating chamber, amplifying its howls as a crucial biological communication signal. The social structure of the red howler monkey follows a stable and organized pattern. Each group has from 3 to 9 individuals, with 1 to 3 males and the rest females and their young. They spend over 60% of their day resting, often lying prone on large branches, using their tails for balance. Their diet consists of 44 to 63% young leaves, supplemented with fruits, flowers, bark, and minerals from the soil. As we move away from the distant howls and deeper into the quieter parts of the forest, life seems to settle down, but it never stops. Amidst the leaf litter and faint light, a large round footprint pressed into the damp earth whispers of the stealthy presence of the jaguar. Originating from ancestors of the Felidae family that migrated from the Eurasian continent across the Bering Land Bridge during the Pleistocene, the jaguar has evolved and diversified to become the iconic big cat of the Americas. With a body length of 4 to 6 feet and a weight that can reach up to 220 pounds, the jaguar is the 3rd largest cat in the world and the largest in the Americas. Other great cats kill with a suffocating bite to the throat, but the jaguar is different. It is an echo of an older, more primal time. Its power is not in the chase, but in the final shocking moment of the kill. It hunts like a reptile, delivering a single skull-crushing bite. A quiet, precise, and devastating conclusion. Unlike pursuit predators, the jaguar is a master of stalking. With nocturnal habits, it possesses excellent night vision, keen hearing, and silent movements. It is a skilled swimmer able to dive to hunt fish and does not hesitate to enter wetlands in search of food. Its diet includes over 80 species, from large mammals like peccaries and tapirs to reptiles such as caimans, turtles, and freshwater fish. Beyond its role as a predator, the jaguar plays a crucial part in maintaining the forest's ecological structure. By regulating the populations of ungulates, primates, and medium-sized carnivores like the ocelot, it prevents imbalances in the food web. A slow, almost imperceptible movement glides across the dark forest floor. An agile body covered in brown scales that blend with the leaf litter, and a tail that gently touches the trunk of a young tree. It is a boa constrictor, a native snake that has inhabited this land since the late Paleogene, more than 30 million years ago. It is a nocturnal species, spending its days hidden among bushes, shallow burrows or rock crevices, and only emerging when darkness covers the forest canopy. The hunting ability of the boa constrictor depends not on speed, but on absolute patience in silent ambushes. When a rodent, an opossum, or a bird comes too close, the first strike rarely misses. Then come the coils, fast, strong, and decisive. The prey is then swallowed whole, beginning a digestive process that can last from 4 to 6 days, or even weeks if it is a large meal. The boa constrictor can fast for months after a large meal thanks to its slow metabolism and extraordinary ability to conserve energy. While creatures like the boa constrictor wait patiently in silent ambushes, the basilisk lizard chooses a different strategy. Running on water to escape from predators. A unique response perfected by evolution over millions of years. Thanks to long hind legs, stiff scales webbing between its toes, and a light body with a tail twice its length. The basilisk lizard can move across the water's surface like an arrow, reaching speeds of up to 5 feet per second. A biomechanical feat that no other reptile on Earth can replicate. Despite its modest size, the basilisk lizard plays a crucial ecological role as a link between aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems. It has no territory or migration, but moves along streams to avoid danger or to find new feeding and breeding grounds after heavy rains. Its diet is very diverse, consisting mainly of insects, but also spiders, snails, and even fruits that fall from the forest canopy. But it is not just a hunter. The basilisk lizard is also often the prey of herons, birds of prey, snakes, and large fish. And as the moisture of the Darien soil begins to gently evaporate under the faint dawn light amidst the low leaves, a brilliantly colored silhouette glides by. The small but mesmerizing form of the poison dart frog, a member of the Dendrobatidae family, one of the smallest yet most striking creatures in the entire Central American rainforest ecosystem. Of the more than 180 species recorded to date, many exist only in small forest areas isolated by the steep terrain of the Darien Gap. Their diversity of colors is the result of millions of years of natural selection where color became a biological weapon, a visual warning to any predator: I am poisonous. The skin of these frogs contains dozens of toxic alkaloids, including batrachotoxin, one of the most potent compounds known in nature. However, the ability to produce this toxin is not innate. The frogs acquire it by accumulating alkaloids through their diet: ants, termites, spiders, and other small insects. With its vibrant colors and deadly warning, the poison dart frog is a symbol of danger in the jungle. Its skin contains one of the most potent neurotoxins on the planet, enough to take down a predator many times its size. One would think that this frog is a mobile chemical factory producing its own ultimate weapon. But here is the shocking truth. The poison dart frog is completely incapable of producing its own toxins. Its superpower is in fact borrowed. The batrachotoxin is accumulated from its diet, primarily from species of ants, termites and tiny mites endemic to the Darien forest. These insects feed on plants containing alkaloids, and the poison is passed up the food chain, concentrating on the frog's skin. This means that a poisoned dart frog raised in captivity and fed a different diet would be completely harmless. It is not the wielder of the weapon, but the armory. Its very survival depends entirely on the unique ecosystem around it, a reminder that even the most fearsome creature is but a fragile link in the great web of life. A resounding call from high in the treetops reveals a vibrant and colorful world. It is the call of the macaw, considered the splendid heart of the ancient forest. Through processes of geographical separation and biological selection, the genus Ara has given rise to distinct species like the scarlet macaw or the great green macaw. These feathers are not just a visual symbol, but also a means of communication, social bonding, and effective camouflage amidst the multicolored canopy. Macaws are not just expert flyers. They are also true architects of the canopy. They nest in the cavities of ancient trees at heights of over 65 feet. Each breeding season, the pairs, which are generally monogamous, lay 2 to 3 eggs. Afterward, they stay near their parents for almost a year. However, the average survival rate is only about 60%, and they do not reach reproductive age until 5 to 7 years old. Regarding their behavior, macaws live in pairs or small groups, moving nimbly between areas where they find food and water. Although they do not migrate long distances, they can fly up to 62 miles in search of suitable fruits, nuts, and flowers. A fascinating feature is their habit of eating clay, which allows them to neutralize the toxins present in the forest seeds and provides them with minerals, especially sodium. Besides their role as consumers, macaws play a crucial part in seed dispersal. When they eat fruits, they transport the seeds to distant areas, facilitating the natural regeneration of the forest and promoting plant diversity. As the tropical rainforest recedes to the last patches of primary canopy, It leaves behind empty spaces, traces of old wounds that the Darien Gap is silently trying to heal. In the buffer zone between Yavisa and La Palma, a 66-mile stretch still lacks a road connection, leaving only trails and meandering river routes. The transitional ecosystem between grasslands and secondary forests appears in a state of deep fragmentation. In the grassland areas interspersed with regenerating clusters of trees, many species are beginning to return. Every May, when the rainy season returns, the Return to the Land Festival is held at hotspots that were once burned and deforested. It is a symbolic moment as the community plants trees on the scorched earth as an act of restoration. The red, moist earth is gently tilled in the middle of the night, not by rain or monsoons, but by the strong front legs of a small creature with a hard shell on its back. The nine-banded armadillo. This animal prefers soil with moderate moisture, not waterlogged but rich in organic matter and insects. Deep, dark burrows with stable humidity are where the armadillo spends most of its day conserving energy until its nocturnal activities begin. Its diet reflects a cautious survival strategy. It does not attack, only explores and exploits. It uses its highly developed sense of smell and strong claws to dig and find prey underground. With its long, sticky tongue, it can extract prey from the crevices of the earth, like a biological machine adapted to the forest's underworld. When it feels threatened, it quickly flees, diving into a nearby burrow or leaping vertically up to 1 foot to avoid attacks from above. If there is no escape, its shell acts as a final fortress capable of withstanding bites and scratches. With its solitary habits, high adaptability, and little dependence on seasons, the armadillo has a remarkable resilience to environmental changes. The reproductive aspect of the armadillo is a fascinating biological curiosity. After mating, the fertilized egg does not develop immediately, but remains in a latent state in the uterus until environmental conditions are optimal. When development is triggered, the embryo will divide into 4 genetically identical individuals, a rare phenomenon in mammals. Although it is not a prominent species, the armadillo plays a crucial role in the ecosystem. By digging it aerates the soil, improves drainage, and creates conditions for young plants to grow. The soft wings of the barn owl glide slowly through the night air like a hazy white ribbon, so silent that not even a blade of grass stirs. No sound, no warning, a night of hunting begins, extending the evolutionary journey of one of the most ancient birds of prey. The barn owl appeared in the Paleogene and remains one of the most ancient. While the arid tropical forests recede on the western slopes of Darien, the swamp and floodplain forests emerge in constant motion. The water carries not just sediment, but also life, pollen seeds, fish, eggs, and insect larvae. In these lands, water is a second atmosphere, an essential source of life, reminiscent of the sacred river in Genesis that nurtured the whole earth. The Balsas and Chukunakwe rivers, two important hydrological arteries of the Darien National Park, dissect the forest into a myriad of floodplain forest labyrinths. Amidst that silent flow, the river's surface becomes a stage where shadow and light merge. A crocodile lies motionless like a log, its yellow eyes just above the water, waiting patiently. It doesn't need to move much. It just needs a moment. As unsuspecting prey approaches, the water's surface suddenly explodes, a lightning-fast snap that locks a fate within its steel jaws. To the south of Darien, on the border with Colombia, the Atrato River Delta opens up like a vast exhalation of the earth. With an average width of nearly 50 miles, this region is one of the largest flooded deltas in the South American tropics. Each flood season is also a time of rituals. The indigenous peoples scattered along the forest edges and rivers have been intimately connected for generations with the cycles of floods and droughts. A majestic yet harsh natural tableau of swampy and dense lands is revealed through the survival journey of a mysterious reptile. In the silent, yet always surprising mud, the spectacled caiman lies motionless for hours, waiting for the precise moment when an unsuspecting prey approaches the bank. The first traces of this species date back to the Pleistocene, and since then the spectacled caiman has existed as one of the most ancient reptiles in the evolutionary line of caimanini. Its name comes from the bony ridge between its eyes, which looks like a pair of spectacles, a distinguishing feature among the members of its family. With a body length of 4 to 8 feet and a weight of 15 to 128 pounds, its body is compact, robust, and perfectly adapted to a silent life among the wetlands. The elongated body design, horny skin, and solid skull allow the spectacled caiman to adapt well to muddy and low-oxygen environments. Its diet is relatively diverse, although it specializes in small aquatic creatures such as fish, shrimp, crabs, and occasionally small mammals, water birds, their young and seasonal fruits. Instead of pursuing, the caiman uses an ambush strategy. It keeps its body motionless, with its eyes just peeking above the water's surface. Ecologically, the spectacled caiman plays a crucial role regulating the populations of small fish, eliminating weak or sick individuals, and thereby contributing to the health of the aquatic ecosystem. And as the mist slowly clears from the serene water's surface, a white, slender silhouette gradually appears amidst the first rays of the day. The great egret emerges and conceals itself like an ethereal presence. These large wading birds stand out with their pure white plumage and a long, sharp beak like a spear. Unlike other birds that hunt by pursuit or diving from the air, the great egret uses a strategy of motionless stalking. Its long legs glide gently over the water without creating a ripple. while its gaze, cold and precise as a spear, pierces the surface of the wetland's water. Suddenly, its curved neck shoots out like a tensed bow, and its beak plunges cleanly and precisely into the water, emerging with a small fish. During the breeding season, when the water level rises and terrestrial predators are isolated, the great egret and its kin build their nests on floating bushes scattered like white fortresses in a sea of dark water. There, each egg is carefully incubated under the warm shelter of the breast feathers, and each chick is born under the protection of majestic wings and the relentless dedication of its parents. They do not stay long, only a few weeks. But in that short time, the new life receives its first essential lessons: observation, patience, and waiting. After the breeding season, as the water recedes, the egrets disperse into small groups, wandering among the newly formed channels and depressions in the flooded landscape. Without a fixed territory, without clinging to a single piece of land, they move in search of currents where prey is still abundant. At each place they stop, besides the delicate footprints in the mud, they leave behind a layer of nutrient-rich guano. An unintentional but effective contribution, fertilizing the soil and providing minerals to the understory. And as the sounds of the flooded forest fade into the slow rhythm of the water breathing with the subterranean tide, a gentle movement disturbs the low grasses of the wetland. It is not the attack of a predator, nor the flapping of a waterbird's wings. It is the slow but steady gait of the capybara, the world's largest rodent, a gentle but powerful creature. Its rounded body, flat snout, calm gaze, short legs and shaggy dark brown fur make it an inseparable part of the floodplain forest landscape. With a body that can be over 4 feet long, an average height of 20 to 24 inches, and a typical weight of 77 to 106 pounds, the largest individuals can weigh over 143 pounds. The capybara is a biological marvel, optimizing its shape for movement in water, reproducing in herds, and adapting to an environment marked by seasonal floods. Its evolutionary process originates from the genus Hydrocoerus, a unique branch within the Caviidae family, which also includes guinea pigs and other Andean rodents. Unlike its close relatives like the rock cavies, which live in the arid regions of South America, the capybara has chosen a different path, embracing the water, living in herds, and developing skills like diving and swimming. They are organized into social groups of 10 to 20 individuals, although during the dry season they can gather in herds of 50 or more. They do not wander aimlessly. They move along defined trails, frequently returning to the same resting, feeding, and breeding spots, as if they have an invisible map in their collective memory. Their diet is almost entirely herbivorous. They eat grasses, young leaves, tender roots, aquatic plants, and sometimes even tree bark. But their uniqueness lies in their digestive system. They possess a highly developed cecum where microorganisms efficiently break down cellulose. To maximize nutrient absorption, they practice coprophagy, the eating of their own feces. This behavior allows them to survive even in areas with nutrient-poor soil. The capybara, with its gentle appearance and calm nature, is a strangely sociable creature. It is often nicknamed nature's moving chair, as birds, monkeys, and even turtles climb onto its back to rest. But its most bizarre title comes not from the natural world, but from the Vatican. In the 16th century, Catholic missionaries arriving in South America faced a dilemma: how to find enough food during Lent, a time when the faithful must abstain from meat. With its semi-aquatic lifestyle, spending much of its time submerged in water, the capybara gave the missionaries a bold idea. They wrote to the Pope arguing that since this creature lived in the water, it should be classified as a fish, and in an astonishing decision, the Vatican agreed. The papal decree allowed the consumption of capybara meat during Lent. Thus, the world's largest rodent officially became a fish in the eyes of the Church, an incredible fact that testifies to the strange intersection of human faith and wildlife. Where the mangrove forests stretch out to the open ocean, where the canopy intertwines with the brackish tide, a coastal ecosystem silently withstands the violent shocks of nature and human activities. The biological transition zone extending from La Palma to El Real marks the final boundary between land and sea. Here, life is constantly being reshaped after every wave, after every tide. Here, the mangrove forest system of the Darien Gap appears as a crucial biological buffer